welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an MHA update because your girl been missing in action, like missing. And part of the reason is this master's program. I definitely underestimated everything, but we're gonna talk about it. So let's go ahead and get into this video. So first thing first, I'm gonna just tell y'all a background about like my program. So it's an 8-week program. Well, I take that back. They're broken up into 8 weeks. So you have your first 8 weeks and then you have your second 8 weeks, and then that makes the whole semester. So I'm done with my first 8 weeks and I'm a full-time student. So I take 3 classes each semester, each week, 8 weeks, I think. 3 classes each 8 weeks. Or is it 6? I don't know. I'm gonna get back to y'all. I took 3 classes this first 8 weeks. I have to check my schedule for the next 8 weeks, but I'm pretty sure it's 3 classes again. So I did it that way because I would graduate next spring, and it all depends on where you are in life and, you know, how fast you want to graduate, and the tuition. It's a lot of factors play into if you want to be part-time or full-time. So basically with the tuition, you have to pay your first 8 weeks and your second 8 weeks. So that was very new to me because I'm usually used to paying like a full semester, and I never had like 8-week terms. So you have to pay an amount for your first 8-week term, then an amount for your second 8-week term, and I think they're the same amount. So I think it's like, it depends on if you're in state or out of state. I think mine was like $3,000 or $4,000 in an 8-week term. I think I paid $6,000 for one semester. I'll get back to y'all on the numbers because I'm not really sure about it at the moment. But I got my phone here to keep me on track because I really want y'all to follow me throughout this video, and I want to be all over the place. So first I'm going to talk about the classes that I took this 8-week term. So I took 3 classes like I mentioned, and the first class, it was like a pass or fail class. So it was like, y'all know those classes we took in undergrad where, like an orientation class. That's it. It was kind of like an orientation class. So you had these modules, pre-test and post-test, and your due date was the end of the 8-week term. So you had all that time whenever you wanted to complete that work. So if you really wanted to, you could have completed it within the first week and you would have been done with that class and you would have had a pass. So that class was pretty easy. So I wasn't really stressing about that too much. Super easy. My next class was, strategic marketing and planning. Mind y'all, most people in my class have been in the healthcare field already. Like, majority of them are nurses or CNA. Well, that's a nurse. So CNAs, like RN, CNAs, doctors. There's some doctors in there. Like, they have already been within the healthcare field already, and they're just transitioning into the administrative side. So me, I just have a bachelor's in biology pre-med, and I decided I didn't want to go to medical school. I wanted to be on the administrative side, and I have some administrative experience, like within a hospital, and I work in a clinic now, but it's not as much as those people that's in my class. So I was already like, dang, these people are really knowledgeable, and I'm just learning all of this for the first time. Like, I don't really have any experience or nothing to bring to the table. So I was like, ugh. But I learned that we all help each other out. You know, a lot of people in my class were team players, so we all help each other out. But with strategic marketing and planning class, I think it was a pretty cool class. So we had discussions we had to do every week, and with her class, we had to like quote our discussions. Like she wanted us to quote it from somewhere, and we'll have to post under 2 people discussion posts, and basically that would be the main thing for the week, just the discussion. We'll also have like some assignments here and there, but at the end we had this group project that we had to do, and honestly it turned out really well for me because my group was just really good. Like we all communicated effectively despite us being online. Like I think we got 100 on our group project, so that was really nice working with them and just like seeing like even though we're online we still can communicate, get the work done, and work as a group. So that was an experience, so that was pretty good. I give that class a 8 out of 10, and I say that because with marketing and planning you have to think a certain way that I just never had to think in that way before. So it was a little bit challenging for me, like answering some of the questions or just trying to actually, when I was coming up with my discussion post, it was just hard for me to portray my thoughts on the discussion post where it made sense, because it's like I have no knowledge on marketing at all. Even though there was a book and resources, it's still like, you gotta know a little something. But overall, it was good. I learned a lot from the discussion post. I learned a lot from my classmates. It was very intriguing, I would say. It was very good. It was a very good class. And my next class was Healthcare Economics and Policy. Woo! Oh my God. Now this class was hard for me. Like it had math in it. It was hard. It was really hard for me. So with this class, we had discussion posts every week, just like the other class. We had plenty of assignments, and we had a 3 to 5 page paper to do. And of course we had a midterm and a final. This class was hard to me because it was the discussion questions was better. Like I was able to write better and portray my thoughts better in this class than the other class, because the type of questions that was asking, it was just like, okay. It was very easy for me to answer. So I really loved the discussion post questions in this class. And you really learn a lot because you're with a whole bunch of people who's like so knowledgeable on the healthcare field already. So it's like I just learned a lot from my peers. But that math tripped me up. It's not hard. It's like formula. But that math tripped me up because I wasn't expecting no math. But my first test, y'all, I ain't finna lie to y'all. I was very unprepared and I failed. I failed my midterm exam. I failed it. I wasn't prepared. I didn't prepare myself for that midterm, and I should have. I took it for granted. I thought like I could just go in there and take it. But no, that test was on a whole different level. So overall, that class was pretty cool. It was a good, I'll give it another 8 out of 10. I think both of my classes was pretty easy. The workload wasn't a lot. It's just like you had a discussion post every week and you had a couple assignments, but they give you a good amount of time to do that work. So it wasn't that bad. Now the hard part, let's get into the hard part. about this 8-week terms, and it was the balance, right? And I feel like when you're online or you're doing any type of virtual work, balancing everything else outside of that is what's hard to do. So not only am I trying to get my master's program, my MHA, I'm a mom to a toddler, okay? A toddler. And I'm working. So I went from full-time to part-time because I realized, like, okay, some gotta give. I just can't. I wouldn't say I can't. It wasn't manageable at the time. So I'm working and I'm just trying to take care of the house at the same time. It was just like, I'm doing a lot of things and I don't even have time for myself. So I think balancing is the hard part about it, and balancing is what you have to prepare for, because the work just wasn't that bad. So I would say, like, preparing yourself in a way. Some people like schedules. Schedules work for some people. Some people like planners and stuff, and that works. But for me, things are constantly changing for me. So it's really hard for me to like do a schedule or routine when things are constantly changing at the moment for me. So it's like, okay, I have this schedule, but I can't follow it because something just popped up. So I'm still learning how to fit everything in where it balances each other out. So that was very stressful for me, just finding the balance. So I also realized that my priorities were wrong. Like, I would have done way better on my midterm if I was putting in the energy to study. So it's like when you have, like, once you get that little bit of free time, you really want free time. Like, you just want to chill and relax. Like, but I should have kept going. I should have went a little bit harder, you know? Instead of using that free time to be on social media, which I'm taking a break from social media, y'all, for 30 days, but we'll talk about it in another video. Instead of using that time for social media, I could have been studying. I could have been picking up my book and like reading or learning something more. So I would say the balance is the hardest part of this program. But if you have a desire and this is something that you really want to do, and a willingness to learn, to grow, and to develop, you would do fine, because you'll find a way. You don't have no choice. You're going to find a way to do it. So I would say if you are still questioning about it, definitely go for it if it's something that you want to do. And I would say just prepare beforehand. Like, all the things in your life, like, be like, okay, I have this, and this going on. Can I add this program, getting my degree on top of all of this? So it's just all about self-awareness and knowing yourself and how you are, and managing it all. So overall, y'all, I think it was a good first 8-week term. It just was stressful at times because it was so hard for me to balance. So that was the hardest part of this semester, is just balancing it out. So next 8 weeks, what I'm planning on doing is, once I get my classes, I'm going to plan out. I don't know how these classes would work. Like, if it's the same, like just having a discussion posted every week, that's pretty easy. But I might just designate certain days for study days. Like, probably in Tuesdays and Thursdays are gonna be my study days, because I know I ain't gonna want to study on Friday. Let's be realistic here. And so Tuesdays and Thursdays, I probably spend like 2 hours studying, one for one class and another for another class, or however I do that. Like, I feel like I'm going to get better with actually planning out my semester instead of just taking it on and going with the flow. Don't do that. Don't go with the flow. Because I went with the flow. I did okay. I did pretty okay. I got 2 A's and a B. I wanted all A's. But I told y'all I failed that midterm. But I plan on getting all A's this semester. I was pretty upset about it. But I'm going to just go in more prepared this time around. And I'm going to just keep y'all updated throughout the whole process until I get that degree, okay? And if you're doing it too, we're going to get it together, okay? But if y'all have any specific like questions y'all want to ask me, just let me know. Because I'm going to be real and I'll answer them for y'all if I know the answer to it. I ain't going to answer if I don't know the answer. But yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all, for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you take something away from this video or you gain something from this video. And like I said, if you're still wondering if this is for you, just try it out. You never know how good at it. Like, my experience is my experience, but you might have a whole different experience. Like, you never know until you try, especially if this is something that you really want to do. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll see y'all in my next video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe to my channel, by the way. I'm trying to reach 200 subscribers by the end of March, and I know it's gonna happen because I'm gonna make it happen. But thank y'all so much for watching. Peace.